Hey everybody, this is Perch. Why doesn't magic work in comics? All right, now by the way, I'm going to say that, and then suddenly, as if it's Joe Hendry, a bunch of you are going to appear out of nowhere. Like all of four of you will get that reference. A bunch of you will appear out of nowhere, claiming that like John Constantine and the Zatanna are your favorite characters in the entire world. That's fair. Maybe it is. Maybe they are cool. But in general, I have this question. It's why is it that magic is often seen as like a step too far or too silly, too unrealistic, too ridiculous in a world with superheroes who can fly around the world, travel through time, and shoot laser beams out of their eyes? Like that, for whatever reason, is perfectly acceptable. But magic is goofy, silly. Why is that? Now, this is my premise, by the way, and you may fully disagree and say that's not true at all. But here's my evidence is this: magic in the world of U.S. mainstream kind of superhero comics has typically been kind of an offshoot. It has not been the primary thing, and in fact, in many ways, it's been used as kind of a foil to characters like Superman's weakness is magic, or it's dealt with like in the shadows, like magic users, like John Constantine, are off in the distance in the shadows. They don't deal with any kind of real serious threats. You get Justice League Dark, but I hope this is where I always sometimes hate having conversations with comic fans because people always I believe give disingenuous arguments at times. But I was arguing with somebody. It's like, yeah, magic just isn't really promoted or pushed in the mainstream universe. And they're like, well, what about Justice League Dark? I'm like, but that was never a main title. Like that was never like that was not at the same level as the Justice League or any other title. It was always considered a supporting kind of backup title. And sometimes they bent over backwards to talk about how magic wasn't the big piece of it. It's like it's got Wonder Woman. It's a Wonder Woman in team book, and the magic part, it's there, but they don't really push it or promote it. Is my argument, and they're like, no, Justice League Dark was like one of the main DC titles. Yeah, who wants to make that argument? Like, do any of you like? Is anyone here bold enough to go into the comics and say Justice League Dark was one of the main flagship DC comics? I feel like people sometimes mix up a comic they liked with a comic that is popular. I remember having this argument once with somebody over Power Pack back in the days. Like Power Pack was one of Marvel's most popular comics. I'm like, it was not. It absolutely was not. And the evidence is they don't make it anymore. Like it was not. It was like somehow they're still clocking away at Wolverine. They're still like churning out Deadpool comics, but there is no like they're not chomping at the bit to do Power Pack, Ultimate Power Pack, Power Pack, Uncanny Power Pack. Like there's that. Like just stop with that. I get if you like Power Pack and God bless, I like Power Pack too. I thought that was a fun little title. I like the art. I like the writing. I thought it was enjoyable. But in no universe is Power Pack like a top Marvel comic. Just like Justice League Dark, and in fairness, Justice League Dark was way more of a key part of the DC universe than Power Pack was to the Marvel universe. But anyway, um, magic. I find it funny if you really stop to think about it. Yeah, both universes, Marvel and DC, have established magic. I've been picking on DC, but I'll pick on Marvel for a moment. Doctor Strange, even when there was a movie that was critically acclaimed, people liked the actor being Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange was kind of a big part of the Avengers Endgame and all the rest. Doctor Strange, despite having like several of Marvel's bigger writers, Donny Cates took a swing at it, Mark Waid took a swing at it, Jason Aaron took a swing at it, Jed McKay has taken a swing at it. Doctor Strange is not one of Marvel's top selling books. But both universes, Marvel and DC, have established magic as a big part of their universe. Magic is a core part of what they do. And yet, magic, it's still kind of a peripheral thing. It's you would think, like, look, in most of these events, given the sheer power that Magic users have, you would think that the DC heroes or the Marvel heroes would be like, ah, fuck, Darkseid's screwing some things up again. Quick, get Zatanna in here to say some words backward. We can, fix this thing right up. Or, over in the Marvel universe, it's like, I mean, hell, you have Doctor Strange who can deal with multiple realities and has all these powers that are clearly like off the charts powerful. And it's like, I don't know what we're going to do. Norman Osborn trick people into thinking that they're heroes. I mean, crap. We're just going to have to run scared and hide, and it's going to be a real nightmare. There's nothing we can do. Norman Osborn, Green Goblin Norman Osborn, has assembled the evil Avengers, which is like got Bullseye on it. And we are like, we've got Thor, we've got Iron Man. We are all helpless against this team that includes Norman Osborn and Bullseye. And don't get me wrong, Bullseye is deadly assassin, but Bullseye versus Thor, who's winning? You know what I mean? I mean, oh, come on. Actually, you think Thor was dead during some of this, so my argument may be falling down. But here's an area where, like, I some of you may hate this, but Captain Marvel, who Marvel has been trying to push for some time, it's like, all right, we got Captain Marvel against Bullseye. You don't even have to make Captain Marvel into a girl boss. I think Captain Marvel can just like fly at supersonic speeds, grab Bullseye, and like toss him into the side of the building, turn him into a giant red pulp, and you're done. Right? Like, I mean, this is one area where many of like the Invisible Woman feel like, okay, I'll take care of this. I'll just shut off his oxygen for 2 minutes and we're done. Like, it was right there, Marvel. You want a girl power, you had it. Like you've got it. I'm sorry, this is turning into a different video, but I'll get back to the Magic users in a second. But you have lots of options. Anyway, my point is, like, why wouldn't you go to Doctor Strange, who right about the same time was able to get, was able to do magic spells that got people to forget about an idea. Like, Doctor Strange is doing massive memory wipes, and yet it's like, there's nothing we can do about Norman Osborn. He's just, he's convinced Congress he's good, so we're just going to have to deal with that for 2 years. Like, and magic would solve a majority of the problems in the Marvel and DC universe based on the rules that these universes have already established. You don't actually have to accelerate anything or make them more powerful. They already are. And yet, magic is seen by, and I'm saying this as a retailer, but a lot of people come in, magic is still viewed as kind of silly, not serious, like, not it's not the same level as a superhero. It's just, it's a different animal. Why? Why is that? Why is it that, sometimes you got comic books where it's totally okay to have a mutant island orgy. That all checks out. But, using magic, that's just ridiculous. That's some Harry Potter shit in here with comics. So my question to all of you is, all right, so you've been reading comics, presumably, several of you. Why is it that magic is just not considered a thing? Why isn't that taken seriously in comics? It's taken seriously in the sense that, both Marvel and DC have super overpowered magic users that can do all kinds of things. Change memories, change reality, change events, change time, travel through time, go into other dimensions, pull magical sword bullshit out of nowhere. Like, all that kind of stuff exists in both the Marvel and DC universe, and yet, both in the universe and from the customers, it's not accepted. It is seen as, kind of like I said earlier, some Harry Potter bullshit. Why is that? Curious to get your take. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. A little commentary about magic. I'm going to go off and do another video about why doesn't the Invisible Woman just, like,
to use her invisible slash, force field shields. She could like just chop the dicks off guys like left or right. Like that's pretty much the most powerful character in the entire Marvel universe right there. I'm just saying. Anyway, thanks for listening.